Hello and welcome back for another video. In this one, I'll be discussing and breaking down my NBA championship pick, the Milwaukee Bucks. For most of the season, I had the Celtics coming out of the East, but what I've seen lately from the Bucks has completely changed my mind. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start off with the most forgotten side of the court, defense. The Bucks have three all-defensive team caliber players in their starting lineup with Jrue Holiday, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Brook Lopez, with Giannis and Brook in the running for Defensive Player of the Year according to the Vegas odds put out on March 6th. Not to mention the Bucks' other good defenders in Khris Middleton, Jevon Carter, Pat Connaughton, Bobby Portis, and now Jay Crowder. The Bucks currently have the second best defensive rating in the NBA, only behind the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have a rating of 109.8, while the Bucks have a rating of 109.9. To add to that, individually, Giannis has the best defensive rating in the entire NBA with 107, while Brook is 5th with 108.3. Now for those that don't watch the Bucks often, what makes their defense so lethal is the fact that they have two strong, mobile 7-footers in Giannis and Brook that guard the power forward and center, meaning one is usually around the paint to protect the rim from easy layups, floaters, and dunks, while having the ability to close out on the three-point line. The thing is, to get to the paint, you have to get through Jrue Holiday and Khris Middleton first, who are usually guarding out on the perimeter, and that's not exactly an easy task. Jrue Holiday probably has a top 5 defensive IQ in the entire NBA, and watching him play defense is like watching Kyrie Irving on offense, basically an art form. The next thing I want to talk about is the Bucks shooting, which is very important because the shooting around Giannis allows him to play the way he does, where he is a one-man wrecking ball in the paint. The Bucks have 3 players in the rotation shooting over 40% from 3 on the roster, which are Jevon Carter, Joe Ingles, and Grayson Allen, with Jay Crowder being a close 4th at 39.4%. Not to mention, both Brook and Jrue are above 37%. This shooting around Giannis allows Giannis to operate in the paint more efficiently and effectively, as defenders don't want to leave these capable shooters alone, because at the end of the day, a 3 is worth more than a 2. The problem is, Giannis on an island in the paint is basically automatic, and an automatic 2 is still better than an open 3 at 35 to 40%. On the season, Giannis is shooting 71% from less than 5 feet, which is on par with centers who usually catch easy lobs and dunks, like a Rudy Gobert or Nick Claxton, but Giannis isn't exactly open on many of these drives, as he is the focal point of the offense, unlike Rudy and Nick. Giannis is an extremely unique player because of his size and mobility. He's a legit 7 foot and 270 pounds, and he has the quickness and agility of a 6'3 guard, which allows him to maneuver around defenders quickly in the paint or just go through them if their feet aren't set, as he is still a massive human being. Not to mention, Giannis is a selfless superstar and has no problem facilitating for his team and kicking it to his lethal shooters when the option presents itself, like in a double team, or the teammate is just open in the corner because the defense is too focused on Giannis. The last thing I want to address with the Bucks shooting is Khris Middleton. Khris Middleton plays a vital role in the Bucks offense as the go-to guy to create his own shot at the end of the shot clock and late in game situations, so the fact he's starting to look like himself again compared to earlier in the season is a blessing for the Bucks. Khris is currently having his best month of the season so far in March. In March, Khris is averaging 18 points, 4.5 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 steal on 45% field goal, 38% 3, and 89% free throw. Additionally, Khris has had 19 or more points in 5 of the 9 games played in March, which is important because the Bucks need his scoring to end up in the promised land in June. The next thing that needs to be addressed is a more underrated asset in the NBA today, and that would be veteran leadership. Here's the Bucks roster with their ages. The average age of the Bucks team is 29.8 years old, and if we calculate their main playoff rotation of, let's say, 10 players and take out their young players that barely play, then their average age for the Bucks playoff rotation is 30.4 years old. Now let's compare to other contenders such as the Celtics, 76ers, Nuggets, and Suns. The Celtics average age is 28.5, the Sixers is 27.6, the Suns is 28.6, and the Nuggets is 27.3. The Bucks beat all of the other four main contenders in veteran leadership, as they have retained most of their 2021 championship core of Giannis, Drew, Chris, Brooke, Pat, and Bobby, with all of them still in their primes. The only team that beats the Bucks in veteran leadership, in my opinion, are the Golden State Warriors, but they have problems of their own that are for another day. One important factor here is how teams are performing entering the playoffs, and dating back to January 16th to March 25th, the Bucks are 26-5 and have been sitting in the 1 seed in the East, while other contenders like Boston, Phoenix, and Denver were having some struggles in the same time range. There are still around 8 games left for teams, so there is still time to get it together for the playoffs and build good, winning chemistry going in for the other contenders. All in all, I started off the season thinking the Boston Celtics would take home the chip this year, but after seeing what the Bucks have done the last couple of months and how dominant Giannis has been, I now have the Bucks winning the chip. Sorry Boston fans, nothing personal. I still have a $5 bet with my friends from earlier in the season that the Celtics will win the chip, so it's a win-win scenario for me if they do. Well, that's my breakdown on why I think the Milwaukee Bucks will take home the championship this season. Feel free to comment your thoughts down below and who you have winning the NBA championship this year. I also wanted to mention my 500 sub giveaway, where I'll be giving away this Andrew Wiggins NFT to a random subscriber, and all you have to do to win is be subscribed to Z-Ball with subscriptions on public and have an NBA Top Shot account set up so I can transfer the NFT to you. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.
Pump those numbers up, those are rookie numbers in this racket.